Welcome to Beyond the Box. Inside, outside, upside, downside, beyond the box.
Break it down.
Our guests are insiders, now on the outside and the right side, dropping truth and nuclear intel bombs and breaking it down just for you. And now it's time to meet your hosts and co-host. Your hosts of Beyond the Box are Brenda Lankarge and Suzanne Hott. Brenda Lankarge is host of Beyond the Box and retired law enforcement. Joined by Suzanne Hott, host of Beyond the Box, Joel's Indoor Arena and Event Center, and White Horse Productions. Their co-host is Brian Sang, co-host Beyond the Box, Full Disclosure Now Movement, fulldisclosuremovement.org. This show is for entertainment purposes only. And now discover new boundaries beyond the box. Inside, outside, upside, downside. Beyond the box begins now.
Break it down.
I think I need to get some WD-40 to oil that door. Hey, everybody, I want to hear a whoop whoop. This is our 50th episode. Can you believe 50 episodes? I feel so old. Oh, Lordy, shit. How you been, Suzy?
Huh?
How you been?
Oh, good. Hot day today, but good.
Suzy's fighting with her earpiece right now, y'all.
I know it's not wanting to. It didn't want to take a charge, and the other two don't want to work. So I'm like, Rrr.
Norma, Putin is depressed. His girlfriend is in California right now, and he can't see her. And then she's going to only be back for a month, and then she's moving back there. So I don't know what I'm going to do with him. He's going to have to find another girlfriend. Yep, that poor little Putin. So tonight, it's kind of cool because we have Stephen with us, and not only did Stephen take these photographs himself, but he took them on Suzy's ranch. And what is in these photographs is, when he showed me and Suzy were like glued to the screen going, oh, wow. It was so neat. So, and he's got lots of interesting stuff to talk about, and we can talk about the Giants. Tomorrow night, we have Dennis Carroll coming on. For those of you who know who he is, I'm sure that he does great interviews. I know he does. I was watching some of his show before I came back on here to get ready for ours. And we're going to have a good conversation tomorrow night with him about some stuff. He's going to bring us his A game. So, well, Suzy,
Yeah.
maybe when you say our prayer, you can pray for your headset. Lord, please heal this headset before I throw it in the garbage.
Oh no.
So let's go ahead and do that, and we will get our prayers over with because we have got to protect ourselves. We've had some trying times, but things are looking better. I'm feeling better so far.
I know. That's
Still
good.
very tired, though. I don't.
Well,
I don't know.
You gotta get a parasite cleanse. You'll feel better.
Oh yeah, I didn't look, y'all. My doctor loves me, so I called my doctor and I said, "Hey, I need something for parasites, and if you don't give me something, I'm going to the vet. And my doctor says, I'll give you something. Let's not do that. Seriously, I will go to the vet and I'll identify as a dog and I'll get on the ground and scrape my butt and, the whole 9 yards. So they're like, yeah, let's not do that, Brenda. Let's give you something. I'm like, yes. So you got to know how to talk to your doctors, y'all. That's what it is. You got to know how to talk to them. So, all right, Suzy, let us have it.
All right, Father, we just ask in Jesus' name that you protect each and every one of us and help us tonight when we, talk about the strange and the unusual as always. And tonight's going to be, a little bit different, I think, but it's going to be fun. So we're just going to have a good time tonight. So in Jesus' name, I pray. Amen.
Amen. All right. Let me bring our lovely little Stephen out here. Hi there.
It's Stephen.
How's it going? Good
It's
to see you.
going. We're here. This is our 50th show. Huh. I made it. I didn't think we were going to make it through the first week, and then, that's all right, though. We're good. We definitely have a lot of, we have as much fun as we're allowed to have. We talk about things that, I keep getting in trouble with YouTube. I hate them. YouTube, do you hear me? YouTube, I hate you. Don't like you. So how's your day been today, Stephen?
Oh, it's been good. Been productive. Got my packages out to the mail. Did a little bit of shopping. A little bit of watching pro wrestling. I got to get that in. As you can see behind me here, it's AEW stuff.
Right?
Yeah.
Hey, we've been finding some weird shit lately, and it has to do with, what are the initials, Suzy? NWO. came out of some books that Suzy was reading. It's like, oh my God, are you serious? So,
Yeah, the 90s pro wrestling scene had a faction called the NWO, and it was called New World Order.
Yep, sure was. I remember. My ex-husband used to be totally into wrestling and NASCAR all at the same time. And that's where I heard that the first time until, I heard Bush say it and I was like, oh, wait a minute. And then they came up with it in wrestling and I'm like, oh, so who do you work for? Well, that was my question. And I think it kind of died off. I stopped watching wrestling after I found a few things out about them. So, oh, whose birthday is it? Whose birthday is it? Is it Norma's birthday? Whose birthday is it? Brett's, Norma's? Speak to me, people.
Somebody's
William, whose birthday is it? We're not going to sing, though, because I found out that singing happy birthday, when you sing it 3 times, that it's satanic. It's a ritual.
Actually, what the ritual part of it is when you put the candles, and each candle represents a year of your life, and you blow out your life.
Oh my God. So see, it's that too. So I just say happy birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was looking into that too. That singing the song "Happy Birthday" is spell casting, and that actually contributes to our mortality. Never heard that until this year, but it sounds plausible to me.
It's
everything
anymore is like a spell cast, like everything, little sayings, little word cliches. I mean, it's little rituals that we all take. I mean, there's like a gazillion rituals out there. People don't realize.
Yeah, I haven't broke it to my daughter yet that, we're not going to celebrate birthday. So I think, oh yes, Yes, Norma, okay, yeah, I get it now, William. Thank you. It's the 50th upload of the show, so he called it the 50th birthday.
Oh,
But so I mean, I have only one grandchild. Didn't ever think I was going to have this child ever. I was going to adopt some of my brother's kids because I needed grandkids. And my daughter Poof got pregnant, and she had my grandson. So I send him things all the time. So if I send him close to that, then she'll just think that it's for Christmas. Because I haven't had the heart to break it to her that we really shouldn't be celebrating that either. They've taken everything and made it all ugly. Everything. I don't care what it is. So, but Stephen here was on his way home from Texas, and he stopped at Susan's and spent the night out there. And gonna tell him what happened. Uh, uh,
well,
yeah.
okay. Well, first, that night, Stephen, we went into town, and on the way back, I kept saying, "There's only one star in the whole sky." Remember? And that's all we could see is just one star driving up the road. It was really weird. It was just one star. That was it. And then what was really weird about it is after we got here and we parked the truck, and when we got out and shut the door, all of a sudden, boom, there were stars everywhere, all at that, right? It was like, where'd they all come from? It was just like, boom, there they were.
Yeah, it was a very clear night out too.
Yeah.
And mind you guys, Suzy sees a lot of weird stuff in her sky out there. I can't wait to go out there and sit on the porch at night. She sees lots of strange things at night, and the moon, when it's out there with her, seems to follow her around in the house, peeks through the windows. It's kind of strange. And I'm over here thinking, gee, whoever's on that moon must like you, Suzy. Got a crush on you.
Brenda, also, when I sent to your messenger that day a picture of that cloud that I was in the yard that day, and I looked, and it looked like a cloaking, and I zoomed in on it, and there's a UFO in the cloud. I took a picture. I sent it to you on your messenger.
You did?
Yeah. On your phone. I'm sorry, on your phone.
Oh, you sent it to my phone.
So okay. I took 3 pictures of it, like the cloud far away, the cloud close.
Oh, that one, yeah.
And then the ship inside it, you can see it.
Yep, I remember that. I think we showed that once before, and it was up in there. But now Stephen took these pictures with his camera, and they came out oh so good.
The model of camera is Sony A7 III. And yeah. I just use the stock lens for that.
You still have them up where we can screen share, right?
Yeah. Yeah, I got them ready.
All right. Look at you. Already ready.
Brenda, can you show those pictures real quick of that UFO?
I can if you send them to my messenger. I can't share them from my phone.
Oh.
Gotcha. I can from my messenger, though.
Gotcha. My son is over here asking me a question, so I was trying to.
Oh, is that what the finger was for?
Yeah. Like...
Wait a minute. Gotcha. Show this finger here.
Like what?
Wait a minute. I got a picture of a moon.
Yeah, I took that weird. That was a star that came out really weird in that picture.
Well, that one there looks like a lima bean. There's a lima bean in your sky.
Okay, I'm sending them.
I see it. Okay. So let me.
Okay.
Go here while we're waiting for Steve to pull his stuff up.
Should have
And
it
I
now.
will share these. Original share. Open that.
So that's the cloud. And
So
it looks
there's
like
the cloud. You see it?
yeah. Looks like it's
Okay. Oh, I went the wrong way.
yeah, that was the
And then there's
see
the little.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then I zoomed in on it.
You got one with the zoom? Oh yeah, there it is.
And that's what was
Wow.
in there. That was inside the cloud.
Yep. Like I said, Susie gets the strangest things sometimes over her ranch. It's incredible. All right, Stephen. Your turn.
All right, give me 1 second here. I'm going to screen share.
Okay.
All right.
Hey, that's us. It's a tunnel.
All right. So give me a second. So this picture, oh, it's not even showing the picture?
No.
I'm sorry. I'm
Oh,
sorry.
that's okay. That's okay. We'll get it.
I have it on desktop, so give me a second. Entire screen. That sounds good.
Okay, here we go. Oh, where'd we go? There. Okay. So this is a bunch of the little stars that were up there, right?
Yeah, so this is, I'm standing in the middle of Susie's property. There's, well, I'd say it was like 2 in the morning. It was the end of April, was like the early morning of the 21st of April.
Yeah.
So I wanted to do some long exposures of the stars because there were so many out. And I do like doing night photography from time to time. I primarily do video, but I got a camera that can do both. And so I did a few time exposures, and I didn't really get to review these photos until I got back home. So like I just took a bunch of photos, tried to see if they turned out okay, and then didn't think about it till I got back, like a few days later. So I went to go and zoom in on these photos, on all of these stars in these photos. And as I started getting closer to them, I started noticing a lot of different anomalies. Now, some of these here are really up close. They're not too out of the ordinary, besides the pixelation, which is hard edges should not be out in the sky like that.
Right.
So I started noticing a pattern like that. I started looking around these photos because they're shot in 4K, or it's actually higher than that. I don't have the correct number here with me, but then I started finding these little guys. These are apparently stars, but they're looking like it looks like a sideways umbrella. Some of these look like crosses.
I'm
But,
telling you.
They're like every one of them is in a cube, in a little cube.
Yeah, so
in a little sphere.
I'll point that out here too. It does look like there's a black cube behind whatever this light is over here. That's coming off as green.
I know when I was looking at them, the thought that crossed my mind was the fallen angels and, being stuck. And the scripture that says that the stars will fall from the sky. And look at those. They look like bodies with wings or flying mushrooms. One of the two.
Yeah, it's something that I really have not encountered with doing time-lapse photography before. If it was going to do something like that, like it wouldn't move that far in that manner.
Right.
Like light travels, it leaves a signature, kind of like if you take a piece of chalk or a crayon, light's going to leave a trail when you do time lapse.
Right.
So that didn't really happen the same way throughout all of these photos.
Look at that.
Yeah, when I say it didn't happen the same way, it's like these are facing one direction on the left side of the photo, and they're
Right.
facing the other direction on the other side.
Like they're
Now,
going away from each other.
yeah. And I mean, the thought crossed my mind that this could be lens refraction and stuff, but there's too many artifacts here for us to even consider that after reviewing everything, because we reviewed all of this for hours like last week,
Right.
just like on a whim. I was cleaning out my hard drives or organizing them. So yeah, like there's like spots of darkness here too that don't account for pixelation of the camera or anything else with the lens sensor or any of that nonsense. These look like something else. It's
They
not.
look like
It's not
something.
Star.
Anybody know? Anybody in the chat want to take a guess of what that does look like?
Well, doesn't it remind you of like Superman when the bad guys are in the cubes up in the sky, and
Oh, we haven't even gotten to any of the ones where you can see the cubes real good.
yeah, you can see the square. Everyone has a little square around it, like they're inside a little box, and like it's like the light is trying to like move around inside that box,
Yeah, we saw a few of those up on like the top corners here.
I think so. Look at them.
Yeah, there's like two of them.
Where are they going? You can even see some of them faint.
Yeah, there's some really faint in the background, and something that really sticks out to me are these points here are completely still. So why are those? I mean, there's probably a lot of explanation people can give, but it's all speculation because people can't explain what's happening up here.
Yeah.
Like, what is this? What is this anomaly here?
I was gonna say, what is that? That looks like somebody sitting on a chair with a head. Abraham Lincoln, is that you?
To me, this is giving me the impression of like, like ocean bed radar or sonar images.
Yeah.
There's a depth to this. It's not like just random lights in the sky burning. That's not what any of this is. I don't.
No, those are stars, but I think that it's fascinating how you got some going one direction, some going the other direction, like they're getting away from each other or they're spreading out. Look at that one.
Yeah.
Huh. That is so weird. You even took some where the insides of the stars are just so different, and it looks like they're in a box.
Mm-hmm. You can see the squares around, like they're inside a square, and it's like a shadow behind them, the dark shadow behind them.
And that's one of the brighter stars or objects in the photo. I'm going to zoom all the way out so you can see where that's at. So that's right here. Yeah. Tiny little spot.
That's my AirPod in the crack between your bed. Really silly. Let's see. We had they're going the other direction.
Yeah. Kind of look like angels or something, but you can see like a big square around that.
Yeah, I see the square on that one.
Yeah.
And it's got the dark in between. That is so weird. Kind of makes me wonder what's over your house, Suzy. What you got going on over there? Should we spell out SOS and set it on fire? Maybe they'll come get us. We went off this rock.
You see these black spots up here?
Yeah.
That's
Like empty space.
yeah, devoid of light. That's what I was
Yeah.
trying to say.
And this was a very clear night, everybody. Hi, Woo.
Yeah, you can see some of these are pointing down, but it's also very, very blocky.
Yeah, they're blocked. Look at them. They're squared.
Yeah, there you can see they're in a square, like they're taking on the shape of a cube. The light's inside the cube, dispersed.
Yeah, this
Now, Woo, in case you missed it, Stephen had taken these pictures over Susie's ranch, and they were all a bunch of stars that just came out of nowhere. And we found all kinds of stuff inside these stars. Oh, yeah.
like this is what we were doing, is just going in, zooming in on certain ones.
Right?
Like the longer I look at this,
you can see the corner is so clear on that one that it's inside that. It's like it's in a little box. Look at that. You can see the lines, and you can see the circle, and then the lines. I mean, on the one side of it, you can clear, or that clearly see it's inside like a little cube.
yeah, it's very defined edges.
So trippy. It's like it's got this shape on the sides of it. You can see that of the cube.
Now the other ones that you have show like those same body ones with looks like it has wings, but they're inside the star, and you can see them clear as day with the whole entire box around them. And they're interesting. Look at that one. What's in there?
That's a circle and a cube, and all
circle and a cube and a circle.
Yeah, trippy, but it's sideways cube. It's kind of sideways,
One of the commenters, Catherine, said they are Merkabas, a cube inside a clear sphere.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Oh, that completely explains what that is.
Catherine, you haven't seen all of them yet. Hang on. We've got some really weird ones.
Yeah, because like if we were to sit here and look at all of the dots of light in this photograph, it would take probably upwards of 12 hours.
Yeah.
Because there's colors involved here, like this one's green.
Yeah, the green. That one had the green behind it, because they do blink. Some of them have colors. I see them out there, and they, they're like flashing colors.
I like the angel-looking ones. The floating mushrooms, or whatever you want to call them.
That one's really, really green. Some have red. Some have,
Yeah, this one's a little on the orange-brown side.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Catherine, I seen you over there. Welcome. Dennis will be here tomorrow night. We've got some heavy-duty stuff to talk about, witchcraft and yeah.
So this is a good example here. Like, explain to me, audience, what is this? You tell me what these two things are, because I don't have an answer.
If that light ain't stuck in a box, I don't know what is. Our show is Beyond the Box, so here we are.
They put boxes up in the sky for us.
Yeah. This is definitely Beyond the Box. Yeah. Look at that thing. Oh my God. If that ain't a square head, I don't know what is.
It's a square. Yeah, it's
a square.
Susie's actually the one that pointed that feature out to me with all of these when we sat down and looked at these. Is that they are very square in nature.
Now, for those of you that don't know,
that is so trippy. Look at that one. It looks like that. Go back to that one. It looks like it has a chunk taken out of the bottom of it, kind of. That square one, not that one. The other one, the one that you came from.
Oh, down here.
Yeah. See, like it looks like it was a square, but the little look like like a Pac-Man square, and a little square fell out of the bottom or something.
Tetris, yeah, like a Tetris block.
Yeah, like a Rubik's cube or something, and it's
Now,
moving.
for those of you who don't know, eventually I'm going to go out to Susie's. I'm going to invest in a telescope and a good camera, and Steve's going to come out there, and we're going to just sit out there all night long and just snap pictures of anything that moves. So, or doesn't move, one of the two.
Right.
I mean, I've seen videos of people with telescopes looking at these lights in the sky, and they're bouncing around, moving like blobs. They're not any defined shape, but
Right.
this here has so many hard edges and 90-degree angles. Like,
Right?
and this is from a camera that's very high end. It is still a top camera, but I mean,
Yeah. And he did catch some that are in like the round spares. And yes, you're right, Catherine. There has been a big time war in space. It's biblical. We all know that. We are in a biblical war. There has been there's been a lot of things going on that have just been
green on it.
supernatural.
See that? That one looks
Yeah.
like a color on top of it. There's a red dot, a big red dot.
And we got a red dot up here.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I swear I did not have my weapons out there. There was no red dots coming from me. It was not.
and see, that looks a little more spherical, but it could be cube.
Yeah, there's that red
Right.
dot. Yeah. Now that's just weird.
No, I think them round ones that are kind of see-through are weird with
That
the,
one's red and orange, or green behind it. You can see green on the side,
yeah.
orange at the bottom, and kind of a little bit green.
It looks like you're looking into a window from outside at night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. And if you look real close where it's darkened, it kind of looks like there's somebody standing there.
Yellow on
Yeah,
top.
that's terrific. Yeah, that's
There's somebody peeking in through the star window. Look at that. Pervert. Oh,
So
Look,
I would call it pareidolia.
it looks yellow on top, green on the
Yes.
side, and orange on the bottom.
yep.
Yeah, the colors are very prominent. Like this camera picks up so many colors that the accuracy of this is not off. So if anybody was wondering. So again, the camera I use is Sony A7 III. And it's great. It's the best camera I've owned. No, I'm not endorsed by Sony or anything. Their film studio's not doing too good.
Oh, no, we need to endorse something.
So here's another photo, which was like, not immediately after, but it was close enough to exact same time.
Oh, come on. Now that looks like a target.
But see
Look
how
at
it has it's got
That's a
that
circle.
one has the ring around it, and then it's got the black spots around it, and then it's got the solid on the inside.
Yeah, both of them are like the twins, but one is more brighter than the other one,
Yeah.
But you still see that cubey kind of like they're in a cube, and their light is kind of flat on the sides, inside their cube.
Right. Ouch.
They were definitely showing us something that night, weren't they? They're
Yeah,
like, look at me. I'm in a box. Help me, get me out beyond the box.
Well, those mushroom looking ones, sideways flying mushroom looking ones were kind of weird.
Right?
I
we'll get back to those here.
If they didn't look like stars in the beginning, I'd have swore to God they were like mosquitoes.
Yeah, some of these are really prominent.
Catherine said something about reading the Kabbalist diagrams known as Sephara Olamat? Is that what she said? Oh yeah, look at that. Man, somebody was trying to get our attention on that one.
Tell me that doesn't look like something out of a movie.
Yeah.
From like a space movie.
That
I don't
one.
know. I spent a lot of time in Las Vegas. It kind of looks like a roulette wheel.
Well, you know what it made me think of? What if, okay, so what if these are actual like souls, light souls, and they're trapped in these cubes and they're trying to move around in the cube or trying to get out or making different shapes, and, and they're trying to get our attention,
Yeah.
Well, that's why I was saying, I mean, if you take it to biblical, I mean, what if, okay, some of the fallen angels went against God by breeding with women, but what if there was some that did not? And those are the ones that are trapped up there in the sky as stars,
Well, it does say, in some of the Gnostic stuff that I read, it talks about, I mean, there's different books on different things, and so I'm not saying that it's right or wrong. I'm just kind of stating what I've read, and
now the shadowed ones on the outside of it, Steve, the shadow where it looks lighter, I wonder if that could just be a reflection off of the firmament. If those are that bright and the
like this,
right there, right?
This is a shadow off. Yeah.
And yes, people, Suzy and I are flat earthers. Okay, get over it. We are flat earthers. We definitely believe in this.
So what I was getting at is in some of the stuff, even like in Enoch and stuff like that, in the book of Enoch, which is kind of in the Ethiopian Bible, but it does kind of say that it kind of says that these things are actually angels, and they are. So when you see a falling star, it's not a falling star. It's actually an angel that was trying to ascend. There's wandering stars and there's fixed stars. Some that wander around and move around without being stuck in one place. Some that are fixed, and at some point they fall to the earth. These angels, or maybe like possibly, these are the demonic demons that are trapped in these cubes, kind of like in Superman. Maybe that's what they were showing us. And so maybe that incident, like say in Las Vegas, where they saw that star fall down, and then all of a sudden the kids saw demons everywhere. Maybe what we're looking at is these souls of these, spirits that are trapped in these cubes right now in a prison. And and Revelations, when the sixth seal is broken, it says that the stars will fall to the sky from the sky. That means that these things will come down to the earth. So, I mean, I'm just using different things that I've studied and read and putting them together and saying this was what they could be. Yep. And we're actually literally seeing the light souls of these beings in these cubes right now. They're trapped up in the sky right now, So it might be a good thing they're in those cubes. Just saying,
Like it's protecting them. Hello.
Oh.
Can you still hear me?
Catherine? Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry. I was reading.
Okay, what was that comment that Catherine said?
Let's see here. Let me pull it up.
Okay.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
So that would be a good point. And some of the beings are good, and some are very bad. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue that because, like I said, we really don't know. I mean, it's just ironic how some of them are different. Some of them are the same. They look like they're encased in boxes. some of them look free. Those ones that we've seen with the, I'm going to say the flying mushrooms, those things, you know, they kind of look like they're free and going certain directions for some reason. I mean, look at them.
Some are very bad, she said. Yeah, that would not be good.
Yeah, right. That would not be good.
That would not be good.
But it looks like they're on a mission. That's something to do. And how they kind of gravitate all going the same direction is kind of cool. That's pretty neat.
Yeah, I hope
Yeah,
these are clear enough for the
colors are
audience.
fascinating too. Yeah.
Look at them. Look at them suckers go.
Yeah, they're everywhere on this part. And zoomed out a bit. See, I don't think people put enough time into researching this stuff, or they just don't have the resources to do it, like the equipment.
Right.
But if you think about it, okay, like this is kind of interesting too. Now,
But
the constellations
look at
and the stars, the
Look at
constellation,
them.
right? The constellations and stars, they tell us something, guys. So, for example, like the Big Dipper, you know, the one thing about the Big Dipper is when you look up at the Big Dipper, if its cup is up, it's holding water, okay, then it's not going to rain. But when you see that Big Dipper upside down, it's fixing to pour. Like literally, those stars are telling us or showing us things. And I mean, that to me, that's pretty fascinating when I look at the Dipper and I go, uh-oh, I see it's pouring out, and then all of a sudden it's just raining and raining and raining. Or if it's completely upside down, I know we're going to get drenched. It's like it's actually literally telling us the water is fixing to be pouring on us. And then if
I
it's
think
the right way up, it doesn't rain. It's holding water. It's really weird. So these constellations and these stars do tell us stuff.
I think that it's kind of ironic how some of them are, when they sit side by side, they're shaped the same, and they look like they have a head, they have an upper torso, they have a bottom, you know, and they look the same. And then you get the different ones that look like that. So I think that it's fascinating how they kind of, I don't want to say mimic each other, but some of them look the same and then others look different. Why is that?
Yeah, and this one's actually traveling in the opposite direction. If it were to be a radial issue with the lens refracting light in a weird way, causing this, I guess you'd say, an anomaly. But
Yeah.
it's not an anomaly.
That one was straight with a ring puff around it.
Yeah, I think I saved it. I only saved a few pictures of when we actually were looking at this the first time. There were some that looked like a cross.
Yeah.
Like a crucifix. There's this. Again, it looks like a box.
That's like a cube inside of a circle inside of a cube. And you can see how dark the shadow is behind it, like inside that cube almost. Like it's a shadow, isn't it?
Yeah. And it was a pretty clear night that night too. So
yeah.
Yeah, the depth behind all of these objects adds further validity to it. Because if it was just a flat light, I'd be like, whatever. But with all of these dark spots, random dark spots that shouldn't, like, those aren't the size of pixels.
Yeah, that one definitely is in a cube.
Cubey.
We got these random black spots here, which again are not dead pixels.
Yeah, that's dark.
Well, that would be, damn it, Elon Musk. That's what that would be. Quit shooting that shit in the air. You ain't getting nowhere. We're not going anywhere. You have to stay here with the rest of us.
Yeah, I don't know what his end game is. It's clearly not going to space
No,
because we can't.
no.
They admit we can't.
I heard him the other day turn around and actually admit that he knows now that we're under a firmament and he's wasting money sending ships up there.
Tell me what that is. Just tell me.
What is that? Dog head.
That's a wiggle worm inside a box.
Did you just say a worm inside a box?
A wiggle worm. Like, get me out
A
of
wiggle
here.
worm.
Get me out of here. Like,
A wiggle worm in a box.
What about this one?
Wasn't there something that you took a picture of that looked like a face?
Oh, like we were looking at the black void of space.
Yeah,
We were like looking at stuff like this.
yeah, and something looked like a face up there. We're like, oh, what is that?
right? Because, now one of the things, because I study a lot of the Norse mythology stuff, and it talks about the sun and the moon are led by the sun and the moon are running from, hate and treachery. It's kind of all like symbolic of the sun being life, giving us life force, and it represents life, and the moon, it they represent, these good things in our life, like the sun and the moon do, the lights, right? And
Right.
so the darkness is trying to overtake the sun and the moon. So that's the wolf. Like Nibiru is like the wolf, like the representation of like the wolf that's trying to eat the sun, or the 3 days of darkness, or the 10 days of darkness, or whatever. And so it was said that a sister and a brother have 2 horses in a chariot, and they are running from the wolves that are trying to eat, hate and treachery, trying to overtake them. Hey, you still
Right.
have that picture of that wolf in that
I
picture,
do.
that cloud? Yeah, I'll have to show that in
I
a little bit.
do somewhere.
Yeah, and so that's what causes the seasons and time, is that they're running from hate and treachery, and they're going through the sky. So it's causing. That's how we measure our time, day and night. It's the sun. But I noticed. I don't know if anybody else notices, but the moon is not on the same course like the sun is. The moon goes all over the place, different sizes. It's big, it's little. The sun is pretty consistent, but the moon hasn't been consistent at all. And we get in all these weird, like, pink moons and blue moons, and big moons and little moons, and it's just like, that looks like a 9 or something in there. Look at that. That is a weird one. You see that? Zoom in on that one, Stephen.
Yeah, give me a second.
But yeah, there's a 9. Oh wow.
Yeah, it does. Look at that.
That is weird. Look at that. That is just weird. Like, weird. Almost like 2 circles or something. But you can see where the light shoots up to the top of it, like
It's
like
a
worms.
snake. It's a snake.
That's weird looking.
It's an S. Superman.
Definitely. That's a weird one, Stephen.
Yeah, I'm letting these do most of the talking for themselves here. Because I don't have to say much. Like, you're looking at all this. I mean, I'm giving commentary and stuff. Like, look at this red dot.
Yeah, there's another red dot. Oh, look at that one. Look at the dark around it.
Yeah, that looks like a Pac-Man or something. I don't know what or that looks like some
That's
kind
a
of.
ship. Oh,
Huh?
I said that's a ship.
That is funny looking. Look at that. It looks like a little, like, fat alien or something. I don't know. Like, was wearing a dress, I don't know.
Oh Lord,
No,
please don't tell me. No.
that's pareidolia. I don't want to get into that.
Well, that's Woo. Woo likes to look at that stuff out in his yard too.
Like, I'm objectively looking at all of this stuff, asking, what is this?
Right? Look at all
I'm
those
not
little things
I'm not
flying
like
by.
going up here saying like, oh, this looks like a Nazi USS flag. This
Yeah,
must be
yeah.
so.
Look, it's a
I'm not
hammer.
saying any of that stuff.
That looks like the hammer I tried to beat my ex-husband with because he wouldn't shut up. No.
Or, hey, that's Thor's hammer up there, They got the monsters.
Yeah, I guess in the same note, I should say I'm really not a mean person. I'm going to open a dating service. Look at that. And then you get other ones that look just like it that are going the same direction. And then you've got some going the other direction. It's so weird.
And then there's these weird, there's these hash marks you see. There's like darker spots going different directions. It looks like a seabed.
Yeah. It
Well, I
does.
definitely believe that they're living beings. That's my take on it. They are very much,
Well, when you
alive.
think about it, everything on this planet, it's a living being. Plants, grass.
Pretty much.
Why not stars? Why not, why not? I mean, we're taught, no, all they are is stars, but nobody's ever told anybody what exactly a star is. Now they'll say, oh, a reflection of the sun. Yeah, that's crap.
I mean, there is teachings of it, Brenda. It just depends on what you're willing to read and research.
Oh, yeah.
Right? But
True.
normal school doesn't, like your little elementary schools and all that, they don't really get into all that. But if you were to, go into, spiritual kind of answers, you get a little bit better understanding of what this stuff is.
Right. And then on top of it, Stephen, did you keep, I hope you kept them, the pictures of the giants and Medusa and all that stuff too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm going to talk about that giant statue.
Yeah, I'll just need a few minutes to queue it up.
Hey.
Look at that. That is a weird cube.
Get over here, William. Where are you going?
Yeah, like what's going on with this?
I don't
Anyone
know.
in the comments have anything to say?
What is that?
Any more to say, I guess?
That has an eyeball. It's a backwards Pac-Man.
Well, Catherine, look, she says Kabbalah cosmology is very similar to Professor Roger Penrose's theory of multiple universes and membranes. Kabbalah teaches that each of these bubbles of space-time are guarded by various beings. See, that's what I do believe, that they're very much, they're beings. They're actual living beings,
Yeah. As I said, why not? I mean,
you think about what we are made from. God is light. So light is life. He's the light of all lights.
Yep, we're light beings, so
That's right. So yeah.
What if they are people who have passed on and they're there waiting for their next phase in life, whether it be reincarnation or whether it be going with Jesus or whether it be, I mean,
Like that's all the deceased up there,
yeah.
trapped, not knowing which way to go.
Well, I know they don't get trapped there because they come in my living room a lot. I don't know what their problem is. They were in the hospital hanging out with me the whole time I was there, so but maybe some of them that's where they go.
Yes, definitely. Look at that one. That is just weird.
You're absolutely correct, Catherine. Very correct. I had a weird thing happen tonight. For some reason, something zapped my door cam, and I can't get it to turn on. I don't know what happened. It was working just fine earlier. I'm
You
like,
see how
oh,
some of these look like they're repeating?
yeah, and they're going the other way. Yep, they're coming down. Huh. Ooh. It still blows my mind how they go the different directions.
Right?
Some are going up, some are going down, some are going sideways.
And then let's just look dead center, just for
Yeah,
again, it's like not defined enough.
right.
Definitely, there's a whole lot more going on, and people need to ask questions. People need to start looking. People need to start questioning everything because everything isn't what you think it is. Probably because you haven't been taught what really is going on, or you don't really know what's going on because, you know,
Well, a lot of the people that watch the shows, they're pretty informed, so that is a good thing. I mean, I sit here and think about one of these days my daughter's going to ask me, "Okay, what is this?" And I'm going to have to start all over from the beginning with her because she's just not stuck in her own little world, I guess. There's some more next to each other again.
Yeah, these might be the same ones, but slightly different photo. They're in the same spot, behaving the same way.
right?
How weird. Fly away, little bugs, fly away. Look at them go. Look at them go. Hey, maybe those are Bill Gates's mosquitoes and they just illuminate at night.
I guess what's fascinating to me is in Revelations where it says that that all the stars are going to fall from the sky, from the firmament. Yeah. So can you imagine all these things coming down to the earth? Like that's kind of trippy. And
Right?
they're being. So what are they going to do when they get here? That's my question. You know, are they good? Are they bad? Are they
Well,
And if
Catherine
they're
said
all
they're a
coming
little
here to
bit of
win, what's
both.
next? Huh?
Catherine said they're a little bit of both. Some are good and some are very bad.
So think about that. So that's going to make things very intense.
Well, maybe those good ones are up there keeping them in check.
I don't know. We got kind of a screwed up world. I don't see how anything's in check.
Yeah, right.
Just being
I
straight
seen a
up
meme the other day.
Huh?
That said that when the UFOs fly by here, they lock their doors. I was like, I do not blame them.
Yeah, I don't think they're that worried about it. But
They're definitely out at your property. I'll tell you that. with
Definitely
everything that,
seeing a different angle of, of it, by Stephen's photographs. Yeah, for sure.
well, that and some of the things that you've seen. I don't know if everybody remember about when people were saying they seen that light and a poof came out and the light went in and disappeared.
I
Susie
saw it
saw
3
that like
times.
3 times on her property, just being out there.
Yeah, it was like a big bright star. It came over the trees, and then it got really big, and it was like an airplane, but and then all of a sudden it poofed out like a donut ring, and it went into the donut ring and it vanished. And it happened 3 different times out here. And the first time I saw it with Joel, my son, and I'm like, "You see that, right?" He's like, "Yeah." So I took a bunch of pictures of it, and I took a bunch of screenshots of it happening. And then the second time I saw it with Roger. So, that time he got to see it. Third time I saw it by myself. So I'm like, oh my God. So, or the second time I saw it by myself, third time I saw it with Roger. I don't know. One of those, something like that. But, you know, 3 times I saw that thing in the last year. So I'm like, it just was weird because it like, and then people saw it for like about 100 or 200 miles away too. So there was other people that saw it up there. So, I mean, there's weird things going on up there that are just kind of weird. We see weird things happening. I saw a UFO when I was in Austin back in 1980. Was it 1981? 81, I think it was. I was at Mount Bonnell in Austin, and I went up there and I saw a star shoot across the sky, and then it came down over my head. It turned into a flying saucer, and I pointed up at it. I said no, and I saw it was like it was not a real big flying saucer. It was like probably like maybe 25, 30 feet around. It wasn't a real big ship. It was a small ship. But it was like 10 or 15 feet above my head. It was like right above me. And I pointed my finger and I said no, and it shot straight up in the air and it took off. And I'm like, oh my God, I said, okay, I'm going home. Freaked me out. I was like, that was way too close for a little spaceship, to come, over my head. So I've seen them up close.
Well, you know what we say out here in Texas, keep Austin weird.
Yeah, it was weird for sure.
Austin stays weird. It can stay where it's at. I live a little too close to it. I don't even go there.
Yep. So I mean, and then down the road from us, I will tell you this little story about my neighbor. He works on my tractor and stuff. Anyway, he was telling me that him and his brother one day they were in their bedroom and they looked out the window and a giant mothership came down and hovered in the field beside them, and they just watched it hovering real low. And so the parents didn't see it, but they did. And then what's funny is I went over there to get my tractor one day, and I was talking to his dad, and I said, "So, have y'all ever seen a UFO?" And he said, "Well, you know what? My wife just saw one 2 weeks ago." And I'm like, "What?" And so I go, "Can I ask her?" He goes, "Yeah." And so I went over to the house, and she said, "Well, I haven't told anybody about it because I don't want anybody to think I'm crazy." She said, "But she goes to a little Baptist church down the road. She's Christian." And she said, I came out of church Sunday, and my friend and I came out. We were in the parking lot, and it was out in the country, It's in Arkansas. And then she said, we looked up in the sky, and it was this gigantic green, like, tube ship. And she said, I didn't know if it was a Chinese air balloon or not. I didn't know what it was, she said. And it was green. And she said, but it was real low, and it was hovering real low. And she said, and it was about a mile long. It was the longest thing, she said, and it was just real slow. And they just sat there and stared at it. And she goes, I'm not crazy. I go, no, you're not crazy. I said, you saw what you saw. You're not crazy. But, her being a Christian, it's kind of like,
Don't speak about things like that.
yeah, do I tell somebody I just saw a ship that was like a UFO? I don't know what it was, and
Well,
because
Catherine says that Texas, New Mexico, and Arizona are cryptid playgrounds. And you're absolutely right, because you know what else? On Suzy's property, she put me on the four-wheeler and we went out exploring. She has all these bent trees and eerie silence things going on in her woods. She lives in a very interesting spot. I'll tell you. Very interesting spot. So yeah, she gets lots of different types of activity, and her son likes to take his hammock out there and sleep in the woods. Suzy gets all worried about him.
Here's what I heard from some of the local people and why they believe that there's a lot of huge motherships in this area is because this is the biggest what do you call it? What is that? The stuff that fuels batteries.
Lithium.
Lithium. Yes, this is what we have. The biggest lithium mines anywhere are here, and they say that's what they would use for these ships. So that's why these ships are coming here. We're near the border of Arkansas, so that's why these big ships are. It's. A lot of the locals say they see them. So, and they're supposed to be putting in a huge mine here for that lithium. So that's what it's connected to. Why these big ships are here, mining the lithium.
Yeah, apparently Elon Musk has opened a couple of those, and I think he's looking for more so he doesn't have to get it from other countries. He can mine it himself here.
In Texas.
And I'm not in agreement with these electric cars, because what they're going to be used for is watch. You go do something they don't want you to do or say something they don't want you to say, they're going to turn those bitches off. You'd be walking on hoof and foot, because I don't trust anything that anybody has a button to turn off. That's no.
So how about this one?
That one's pretty weird. That's got a lot of. Well, that definitely has the square.
Right?
All right.
Yeah, so I didn't have any other lenses. I used what I had, and this is what it ended up being.
Yeah, those came out really good, though. I know the other night when you brought them up and we were looking at them, it was like, holy crap, what is that? we were sitting here just staring forever, going, wow, look at that one.
If you have that picture of that wolf in the moon, could you show that? That was.
I was just looking for it. I'm gonna have to probably go back through your messenger to get it, because I have it as here. Wait, let me just do this. This is what I'll do. Hang on. I got this. Let me close that. Let me open that. Come on, open up. Open, says me. Okay, hang on. Because I got this for Dennis Carroll for tomorrow night, so I can put it on my background.
Okay.
Look at that sucker. He's eating the moon.
Yeah, it's interesting how the cloud took on the shape of the wolf. And it's the story of Norse mythology, and you can see it in the clouds. But they say clouds are the brain matter of the giant that the earth is made from. So it would take on living images like that,
Yeah. Oh, hang on a second, y'all. My dogs are just not behaving themselves tonight. I cannot, I do not know what their problem is. Y'all better settle down. Putin. I'm going to ship him back to Russia. Just kidding. He's not going anywhere. Not without me. I guess I'm moving to Russia. But then we've got, what was it? We got into the conversation about Medusa, and Stephen has that big. I mean, where was that from, Stephen?
Athena.
Remember?
Athena
Yeah.
from the Parthenon in Nashville.
Oh yeah. Stephen goes on these hunts for stuff. It's kind of cool. And well, it's okay, Catherine. I'm in a wheelchair. I can't hike or camp anymore myself. It really sucks. So all I can do is go out to Suzy's, where I know if anything comes for me, she's got 20 dogs on her property that chase it away. Works out well for me. I'll be out there, Roger, let's light a fire, man. Let's camp. I'll bring you a jar of peanut butter. It'll all be good. Yeah, I was talking to Glenn was asking me about Dennis, and I told him, I said, you know who he is, because he used to be on a different show that him and I knew about. And I said, I've known him forever. And he was supposed to come on, y'all, before I was under attack and put in the hospital. And when I got out of the hospital, he automatically knew what happened to me. And the man's a genius. I swear I love to pick his brain. He gave me some advice on what to do. So I told him, when you come on Friday night, bring your A game on witchcraft and black magic. So we're going to be going through that tomorrow night. And we know quite a bit about it, but Dennis knows so much that we're bound to learn a whole lot. Because I went and listened to his show tonight before ours. I was sitting there listening to him, and he was saying some pretty cool stuff. What happened? Oh. But yeah, it'll be pretty interesting. Hey, where did Stephen go?
I'm here.
Oh.
Is he? I think is he trying to get his stuff from?
Yeah, he's gonna pull up the Athena and.
Yeah, and I'd like to say a little bit about sort of what I believe in research, because Athena is considered one of the. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and start it while he's getting his stuff ready. According to the Bible, which I've read 7 times, from beginning to end, which I was in the churches my whole life, pretty much. But so I pretty much had that all memorized and all that. But my ancestry is this is like old news, but I'm from Odin, the Allfather, because that's my last name, the Allfather. So I study a lot of the Norse mythology, which it predates the biblical, because biblical stuff is based on the Roman, Greek gods. So the Roman Church, the Vatican, adopted Zeus and the Greek, religion and the Greek gods, which are all pretty much evil gods, basically. Okay, so Zeus was a tyrant, and Athena, she wasn't too good, and that's what we're going to get into a little bit here. But my family were the Norse gods were the good gods, known as Odin was known as the god of wisdom. And this is why the Illuminati cover one eye and they mock Odin, because during the Battle of Ragnarok, when he was trying to destroy all of Loki, Lucifer's monsters and titans and all the stuff, he was killed during that battle. So so how it goes, the story goes that from the pre-biblical explanation of the humans in the Garden of Eden in Genesis. So you have Adam and Eve, and you have the whole story about these humans, and then they encounter this reptilian that comes into the garden, but it doesn't tell you the origins of the reptile. Okay, it doesn't tell you the origin of the giants, where they came from. It doesn't. It does mention giants many times. It mentions the sons of God slept with human women and then had the heroes of old. Okay, so they weren't bad heroes; they were good heroes, but gods and humans created, heroes. Now you have giants, and you have people who have giant gene, and you see people that are really tall. Then you also have people that have gods genes, the gods. They're good gods and bad gods, and then you had good giants and bad giants, and then you had humans, and there's good humans and bad humans, and you got some people that are just today are just humans, some people that are mixed with the gods, and some people that are mixed with the gods, the humans, and the giants. Okay, so this is kind of what they don't really tell you biblically, other than they do give you these facts about this stuff. So with this, what he's showing is Athena. Athena was known as one of the Greek gods from Mount Olympus, and she was not a good person, basically. And she basically they were kind of. I think that's why the Roman Catholic Church adopted these gods versus Odin and the Norse gods. So, and I think that the final battle is going to be from the bloodline of Odin's family, the Norse gods, versus the tyrant gods, which is what's been ruling the Illuminati and the world today. So they know that this battle that's coming, that's going to be won by the good, versus the world's been ruled for a long time by Loki, Lucifer, and his offspring. Basically,
Right.
like Loki was a shape-shifting, he could become an old man, old woman, he could become a goat, he could become a fish, he could become a horse, he could have babies, he could be male, female. He was basically Baphomet in the Christian Bible, and he is the father of all these weird anomalies that we have in the world today. So the reptilian humanoids are literally from the Loki, because he produced Jormungandr, the world serpent that eats its own tail, which was known as Leviathan. But that could be a person, but that person chose to stay a snake in a giant form, and so that one was killed in Ragnarok. And you can find, if you Google the map in South America, in the water, if you look at the bottom of South America in there, you can see Jormungandr, the serpent that was killed by Thor. But Thor died in that battle. You can see him in the water. You can see that serpent is in the water. That was also called Leviathan. So, but all these creatures and all these things, these are all descendants of Lucifer, Loki. That's where they all come from. So the origin to all these monsters and all these horrible reptilians that people talk about are actually descendants from Loki or Lucifer, basically, as you would call it in the Christian name. So go ahead, and Brenda, go ahead. I'm gonna go get me some coffee and.
Okay, go ahead. Oh yeah, we forgot to take our 5-minute break today.
I know, right?
Didn't you say that big door, Stephen, was huge, like as big as she was? And you said something about her being able to get in and out of it.
Yeah, that video I could show you, but
yeah,
we can do that when we get back. Yeah, like it was a little temple for her to just sit and meditate in. And that's how big she was.
Yeah, she's huge. That's a huge freaking statue, man.
You know what? I just love Catherine. Look at her. She is like an encyclopedia of knowledge. Wow.
I know. Go, Catherine, go. Definitely.
Right? Because those Egyptian gods were not good either. Okay. Yeah.
Right?
So.
This is the outside of the Nashville 1-to-1 scale Parthenon.
Wow.
It is not in this state anymore. Like the real one, it does not look like this anymore. It's in complete disrepair.
Right.
Give me one moment. I
I
will.
think. Yeah, I think you showed us the.
I have a
While
comparison.
you're looking at that, I'm going to read the scripture real quick, guys. Genesis 6:4, that there were Nephilim, men of stature, notorious men or giants. And then afterwards, when the sons of God lived with the daughters of men and they gave birth to their children, these were the mighty heroes of old, the famous men of renown. These children became the heroes of legendary figures of ancient times. So we're literally talking about giants, gods, and humans. And they show Athena as this giant, don't they? Like she's she's huge.
Yeah.
And did anybody ever see that movie, The Gods of Egypt, and how they were like so big, and then the people were like little tiny people? That was a good Netflix show.
I don't think I ever seen that one.
Oh, yeah, that was definitely worth seeing.
So Catherine says that she's ignorant on the witch on the witch that will hang out tomorrow night because you're fixing to learn some stuff.
Yeah, well, Athena was pretty much a witch. Okay, so and Athena, yeah.
We also have our modern day ones. One tried to kill me. It was bad.
Whenever these gods had these, powerful consciousness gifts, and they abuse those gifts, that's when they turn to the dark side. That's when they
Look at that.
deemed as witches or warlocks,
And you know that wasn't all made of the same stuff, right? I think the olden day one was probably made from something better than what modern day makes it out of.
So that was actually Mount Olympus was in Greece, right, Stephen? That's where those gods lived.
I'm not too brushed up on any of that, so I can't answer. Sorry.
Well, that's what you're showing us right there is in Greece.
This is the Parthenon, yes.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Just like the Norse gods came from Norway. As you had the Egyptian gods were in Egypt. Okay. Part of our history that a lot of people are just kind of lacking in their, historical understanding of who these people were. Because these gods were just as human as, Loki was human, basically. Lucifer's human, you know what I mean? Like they were in a human form,
Imagine walking up to this back when it was active and just seeing this immense building on top of a mountain.
Wow. What?
Yeah, so I also took video inside. I was just getting shots of the steps here.
Hang on, I gotta see what my pup wants. You guys go ahead and play the videos and stuff.
We were talking about before, Stephen. You were showing how it looked like it was like that city was bombed there in Greece, wasn't it?
Yeah, we'll pull that up on Google Maps.
Okay. Yeah, there's Athena, and she's holding that serpent, because she turned Medusa into a serpent-headed, for doing something in her temple or something. She turned a woman into a serpent.
Yeah, apparently this recreated building was not. It wasn't
Wow.
a fit. Like it wasn't 100% built for the time it was made for, which was the World's Fair. I think 1897 in Nashville, and they didn't get the statue made until like 2003. So I don't know what took them so long doing that. But then again, all these people claim that the World's Fairs were all temporary, all the buildings were temporary. I don't believe that stuff at this point. I've studied the Chicago World's Fair for so long. Like these buildings, the two museums we have here in Chicago, they're both previous, like the remaining buildings of the World's Fair. The Museum of Science and Industry and the Field Museum.
Now, I've seen a lot of videos where when they had the World's Fair right afterwards, they destroyed those buildings.
Yeah, they claim that it was all built with wood and plaster. But like, how does it stand up to strong winds?
Right.
There's a lot going into that. Like, how can you build all of this with wood in a swamp?
Yeah, no.
And then Nashville is no different. It's right next to a river.
True.
I mean, this video is from when I visited, so I can tell you firsthand. This is like in the middle of something like Grant Park or Central Park.
And she has snakes everywhere.
Oh yeah, there's snakes. The door handles are made out of snakes. I showed that a little earlier.
Yep. Her
Which-
bracelets are
which
snakes.
Kind of indicates a little bit of her tendencies toward the reptilian type, you know.
I had to
Shape-
pay admission. I had
Yeah.
to like pay for like $15 to get in here, roughly.
Look at that
Yeah, I
door.
wanted to show the door.
Alexander the Great's mother was half human and half serpent. Other Greeks knew that she had regular head and torso, but she had this snake tail for legs.
Oh,
Yeah.
that must have been an interesting woman.
See, that would kind of put you in line with some of Loki's descendants that were serpent children.
I think I was the only one filming here. It's just one of those things. I'm like on my way back home, and like I'm traveling with family and stuff, and it's like we want to stop in Nashville. And then I looked up what was a good place, something cool to check out here, and this is what I stumbled across on my phone, and it was right in the city.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 6'4", that statue. So that is supposed to be a person in her hand.
Wow. So
So that's who she has in her hand, right?
Yes.
So they're saying that Athena was a giantess, like some of the giants from old. Yeah.
And this was her temple,
Yeah.
which explains why the doors are also so big.
Right. And we see evidence of a lot of the giants all over our planet, and we see evidence of these buildings with these giant doors, and so that we were coexisting with a lot of giants back in the days.
Right.
Yes.
Well, they did something wrong because they're not here now.
Well, just like anything, some of them were good,
There was
some
a
of them were
battle.
bad.
That was what the Battle of Ragnarok was, to take out the Titan giants. Yeah.
Right.
That's what that was.
I think it's funny how they did it all in gold. The coloring.
And they tell you this in these movies a little bit, and even like Loki was a frost giant, which in the movie of Marvel movies he's kind of blue.
Right.
He can shapeshift into anything. He's a trickster god. Yeah.
Knit.
And he wasn't necessarily had that giant gene, but his offspring did.
You see this? The artisans completed work on September 3rd, 2002. This building was built for the 1897 World's Fair.
So basically, they just redid. Why did they make the World's Fair? Why do they put bad things in everything? I mean, come on now.
They try to make this like fiction. Like that's what Disney's doing. They're throwing magic and witches in front of our faces and trying to tell us it's not real.
Oh yeah, right.
So then when we do actually try to have an adult, mature conversation about any of these topics, it gets laughed down. Like these being people turned into statues.
Yeah. Now that's what we were talking about. This was actually, she had the ability to turn people into stone. So that's what happened here. These are actually people, or well, these are actually statues here, but what was back in Athens, they were actually, or are these actual?
These are replicas.
Huh?
These are replicas based
replicas
off
of real, yeah.
No, like listen, hear me out. Like the people that made these replicas bought the mold castings that were created off of the original ones that they took off of whatever fell off.
Okay. So there was a battle. That's why their arms and legs are sliced, clean, because they were actually people that were turned into stone. Even the Bible talks about people turning into salt, turning into stone, So, yeah. So that's what happened here.
Ooh, I don't talk too much about shape-shifting, Catherine. I've encountered reptilians that shape-shift before.
Yeah.
Drop their faces in front of me. They're not.
You think about the quality of work that goes into this type of carving, and then you look at the stuff that we have today, and like the level of detail, the attention to detail on the human body, the way that the skin folds around all the bones.
Yeah.
Like it's very intricate details that can be very easily explained away by saying that they're people turned to stone. Because where has our craftsmanship gone? Is a very decent question, I think.
Yeah, that's kind of, to think about that, it's kind of like scary to think that they just turned everybody into stone. And
yeah. Can you imagine if you don't like somebody? Stone.
Stone them, proponent to being stoned, right?
Stone, you are stone.
Yeah, well, when she was talking about the hybrids, that was a Loki thing. Loki bred with humans, and so if they had the traits, they could shapeshift into, depending on how much of that, let's just say how much more of the trickster god was in them versus the human part of them. You know what I mean?
Right. So is the top supposed to be what the people were?
So yeah, I think it's a smaller scale representation of what the top of the building looks like.
Oh, okay.
And then the front row is the full 1-to-1 scale. Pieces, not the complete thing.
Yeah, they're like showing people that these gods were giants, and they were like big, and then the little people down here were just like turned into like nothing, you know.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, if there's something out there running around that a foot can just step on me, I'd kind of heed caution to that.
So yeah, I'll play through this one more time. I
Yeah,
know the video's a
Catherine,
little choppy.
I've seen them both. I've seen them in a human form. I have a very unique gift when it comes to reptilians. I can smell them. I smell them, whether they're in human form or whether they're in their actual reptilian form, and I've seen them in both. And I smell them. I could be in the grocery store shopping, and somebody walk by me, and I know what they are, and then they know I know because they can read your mind. They're something.
Yeah, the thing that fascinates me with this so much is that this does seem like an accurate representation of what
Yeah,
size, like the size of these people were. And the doors also give proof to that as well, because it's ridiculous. Why would you make such large doors?
Yeah, because they're
It's
saying
not
they were
practical.
giants. Yeah.
It's not practical. Those
well,
tiny handles are for like the people, their servants, to open the doors for them.
Yeah.
now see, that would be someplace I think Stephen would enjoy going to, the national parks. And Catherine says that people are already seeing giants in the national parks.
Yeah, I've seen some videos of that. I do think there's Bigfoot. There's different species of Bigfoot. They're probably not even physical beings. There's a lot going in on that. I don't talk about that too much.
That's where people kind of disappear from, is national parks. It's got to be a reason for that.
Yeah, yeah. David Paulides covers in his he has a podcast YouTube show now to Missing 411. He
Yeah.
talks about all the national park disappearances. And
Yep.
he's a former police officer, so he's like done investigative work before. So I like the way he approaches everything.
Yeah. And then they have, like, structures that they're finding that have got openings in them. These places are humongous. Okay, what are they there for? They sure aren't there for us.
Yeah, the stone circles in Africa. There's
Yeah.
a bunch of that. We were talking about that the other night when we were going in all this.
Stephen, have you looked into the giant trees that were cut down? The like Devil's Tower those were sycamore trees. They grew all the way to the firmament, the top of the firmament, and you
Yeah,
can tell this. You can see the pattern, the hexagon pattern of these trees. And so these were giant trees, just like giants.
And they make all those little squares for her so she could see outside.
Huh?
All these, Putin, excuse you, mind your manners. What is
have you
wrong
heard about the silicone trees too?
Yeah.
That we were silicone environment.
Silicone. I thought I said sycamore. Silicone trees. Yeah, those are the big trees that were like they were reached all the way to the top of the firmament. Kind of like the story when they tell you Jack and the Beanstalk, and then the giants, and then the beanstalk that grows all the way to the top, and same story.
It's like the truth is hidden within all these child tales that we're told.
Yeah, they drop a little bit of truth everywhere, you know.
Yeah. I
But
can't believe we
there
forgot
is
to take our
evidence, you know, that there's, I mean, this is a like a reenactment of what there was, but you know, there is actual evidence of big stone, giant animals, people everywhere, trees. I mean, there's evidence of that all over this planet, you know.
I have to ground my dog to the other room. He is just this little turdy birdie wants attention. Will you come and get him and put him in the room with you? He wants to play, he wants attention, and mommy's ignoring him. I'm bad.
Is there a way that you can Google map that's the Jormungandr serpent in the water that you could show that? Can you Google map and show that?
Yamungandar.
Okay, remember I was telling you about the serpents in the water? You know where it's at, right?
No, where is it?
Okay, if you go to Google Map, right,
Uh-huh.
and you go right below South America and look in the water, you'll see the snake in the water. You'll see it. You go to Google Map. Like if you look on your Google Map.
I'm not sure I've got Google Map on my computer. Oh, Steven's got it. Look at here.
All right, Steven. All right. Just go down right below South America into the water. Okay, right there. There's the head of the serpent right there. It goes down. You get closer to him. You see his eyes. You see his nose. Okay, whoa, back up. Right there, you see his nose and his eyes, and he's eating his tail. You see it? There's his nose. You see all the little holes, and that's the serpent. That's known as Leviathan or Yamungandr. That's the world serpent and he circles the whole earth and he eats his tail, and you can see he's a snake in the water. He's dead, but that's where he is.
Somebody was saying that thing was moving, so.
Nah, I don't know. He's dead. It's like a stone, like a giant stone. Yeah, just like there he is. See, that's his nose. And you could go closer to his nose, Stephen, and you can see all the little nose holes on his top of his head.
I don't know where are you referring to? I want to move my mouse.
Bring your cursor over to there. Now go round in a circle where all those little white dotty things are.
Right there.
Now,
that's
a little white.
Yeah.
So this is the snake?
Now.
That's his nose, and you can see he's eating his tail. That's his nose, and that thing in front of him is, you can see it's like the
it's
tail.
in a circle. Okay, I see it now.
Yeah. And then his eyes.
They do that on purpose, Brent.
Back up. That's a snake head right there. That's the whole snake's head. Right there. See it?
No.
Okay. If you look where his nose is and follow his eye, and then it comes down. And then on the other side, follow that nose ring and go down, and the lumps are where his eyes are. Like where the whole white little thing is over there, and then on the other side. That's his whole head and neck.
Are you saying this is the entire snake right here in a circle?
No, that's the head. That is
just the head of the snake.
That's
the nose.
Follow it down.
I can't follow it. I'm not seeing
it. You got to follow it. You got to go from the nose and follow it to your left. No, the other way. Go back over to the nose.
I don't know where it is.
Okay,
go bring the cursor back to the nose.
You're putting me in a shitty spot here. What are you doing to me, girl?
Make it bigger.
I want to talk about Rome.
Okay, we're going to talk about Rome. We'll talk about Rome.
Well, that was people can look that up, but that's the petrified snake in the water. Okay.
Yeah, we'll show you after the show, Stephen. We'll bring that up there and make it all big.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Brett said there's military bases all around there, and that's amazing. Yeah.
Yep.
People are saying it's moving, but don't worry, people. That thing is dead. Okay.
Susie, our ancestors killed it.
Yep. Thor got it, but it killed Thor. The poison from it killed Thor, but he killed it in the process.
So here's what the Parthenon looks like today. The real one. And you can see it was in such a state of disrepair that this isn't even what it probably looked like when it was found. There's a bunch of stones just laying everywhere. City in the background.
So Catherine asked a question. Do you think maybe the good angels had anything to do with turning people, Nephilim, into stone? Well, according to Norse mythology, when they killed one of the giants, there was so much blood flow that it drowned in a lot of these, and it was like what people would call mud flood or whatever. So I think that's now, as far as Athena turning people into stone, I don't think that was a good thing. No. That was probably the people were rising up against her. They probably, the people trying to kill the bad gods, and then they all got killed in the process. It was probably a horrific battle.
You know what amazes me about these old buildings that were from back then? You take the buildings and structures that we build now, I don't think that they could go through thousands of years of damage and still half of them be standing solid like they are.
No, I think
you're in Greece right now, where this devastation looked like it took place, huh, Stephen?
Oh, just I bet you something happened where there was a
I think it's where the
disagreement.
humans were fighting the gods, and then that's why they got turned into stone and chopped all up. Yeah.
This looks like it was an active place
War.
for a long time.
Yeah.
You have all these random parts. So, this is a neighborhood now that we're looking through. But you see,
it looked like they blew up Athena's temple, didn't they?
Yeah, there's bits and pieces of stone everywhere, just lined up, like debris was piled up to sort out at a later time.
Yeah.
But it's all over here. All of the stone is just everywhere.
Yeah, there was a great battle there. I think the humans were fighting the gods there. The giant gods.
God, all those people on the ground look like ants.
Yeah. Especially here.
Oh, yeah. It's an ant mole. Wow, I can't believe they still have all that rock around there. Well, at least they preserved what it is, right there in the middle. I mean, if you look, there's houses and neighborhoods all over the place, but they kept that like that for people to look at. That's pretty neat.
I thought you'd be able to see something from down there. Well, there actually is a trail.
Yeah, because it looked like they blew the roof off of that temple, didn't they?
Oh, yeah, the whole thing's gone. It looks like a projectile possibly went through the other side there.
Yeah.
Because there's pillars missing. Yeah, and some of this, like we were pointing out before, it doesn't even look like it's the same time period.
Right.
So they rebuilt a lot of that, didn't they?
Well, because if it was for the giants, it sure wouldn't have been that small. And looks like they're trying to do some rebuilding.
These were giant gods that ruled this area over in Greece. Yeah.
I can't read it.
Yeah. A little leaning tower of Pisa.
That'd be kind of cool to go there, huh, Stephen, and see it up close, the real thing.
Yeah, that would be great.
Be even neater if they let you brought an original brick home with you.
There's no permission needed for that.
Oh.
I'm just gonna stuff my pockets with stuff.
You're
I'll
just
say
gonna
one
stuff
thing,
it in your
it doesn't look like-
pocket.
It don't look like those gods did too well in that battle. What do you think, guys? I think they lost.
Yeah, quite a bit. It
Yeah, I
does
think
look
they
like
got
they lost.
Yeah.
Well, guys, we got 10 minutes left. So Stephen, tell everybody a little bit about what you do and where they can find you and what you're doing with Tom Malthouse.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm in the media industry, so video, photo. I've been a videographer for most of my life, so it's what I do for a living: editing video, shooting video, transferring video to digital from analog tapes, and yeah, I've done a lot. I'm still looking to do more. I got out of the I basically dropped a lot of people that were connected to Hollywood. I had to do it, and a lot of my business suffered for it, but it had to be done. And then I made a choice to reach out to Tom Malthouse because I believed his story, and I'm at 20 interviews with him now. It's been 2 years.
Yep. Those are interesting. I like when they pop up on my feeds. I sit and watch them all the time. I miss
Thank
Tom. I miss Dr. Lampshade and his little baby bulbs. Man. Anyway.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
He is. He is a good guy. So everybody, if you don't already know, Suzy and I are here every Friday and Saturday night, 9 o'clock Central Time, 10 o'clock Eastern. We are a nighttime show. We only do it 2 nights a week. This was our 50th show, and we made it that far. we love our little show, though. We're kind of relaxed. Sometimes I do the show in my PJs. You know, it's like, we're not all, but and we're here every Friday and Saturday night. And tomorrow night we've got Dennis Carroll with us, and then I'm working on a pretty good lineup for next week. Catherine, you're new here, so most of the time our shows are usually we do disclosure and alien stuff, but we have a lot of targeted individuals, people who have been MK Ultra, been in MOTOC programs, different stuff like that. We get a lot of whistleblowers. We get messed with a bit, but you know, I think only one time we've been live and I had the military knock on my door. But you know, hey, it happens. But we laugh at things. It's quite amusing sometimes. It's all we can do is laugh. You know you're doing something right when they're messing with your feed, when they're messing with you, when they're knocking on your door, you're doing something right. That's all I can say. That's the way that usually works.
Yeah, what I got like 10 times the subscribers that you guys have, and I still have like the same amount of viewers in the sense. Like the traffic is just completely throttled.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and by the way, please like, share, and subscribe.
But yeah, I want to give my stuff out because you asked me to. I actually didn't give you the links or anything. So Yissel Missile Productions is what I put all of my content under. You could look it up, YISSIL MISSIL, or you can look my name up. Just look at it from down here, search it up. You should find my work. It's on YouTube. I have my own website as well. YisselMissileProductions.com or StephenYissel.com.
Hey, and here's Tommy Edwards.
Tommy.
Dr. Gonzo. Hi, Dr. Gonzo.
Sorry, bad wreck on the interstate.
Oh no.
Yeah, and then heavy rain, and yeah, it was just a crazy trip. Yeah.
Well, that's okay. We're glad to have you because we'll harass you backstage, just because we like when you smile. So
Sounds like you were you were having a battle with Zeus, the god of bad storms and everything, right?
Yeah, he was being a dick.
he was being a dick.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
Oh, I just lost my titanium ring. Where'd you go?
And the yeah. Very, very
I
high
like it.
EMF.
Playing with my fingers.
Yeah.
But yeah, we
I was
But yes, Catherine, please subscribe, like, and share. And tomorrow night we're going to have Dennis on, and I know you know all about Dennis, and it's going to be a very interesting show. He's going to help us counteract some voodoo. Somebody has a voodoo doll with my name on it, and I'm going to find that person and rip that thing away from her. Put it in a case.
yeah.
But I put it in a little case. Powder it.
Avoid that one, huh?
Boy, I'll tell you, when you've been through what I just went through, Lord have mercy.
I used to want a voodoo doll when I was a kid, but I had to settle for a shrunken head instead.
Oh, a shrunken head instead. Funny.
It's okay. He was disembodied.
Too bad you don't still have that. It would have went good with what we were talking about tonight.
Yeah. Who's to say I don't?
That's right. It's the shrunken head. Anyways, guys, we're out of time. So we're going to let everybody go. And we will be back tomorrow night. Thank you, everybody, for coming in. And like always, please be kind to one another. And we are gone.
Goodbye for now from Beyond the Box. Inside, outside, upside, downside, beyond the box. Please join us again for Beyond the Box, Friday and Saturday evenings from 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. Central, 10 p.m. to midnight Eastern. Join us for more intel bombs with our extraordinary guests.
Break it down.
Good night, Putin. Good night, Tucker Carlson. Inside, outside, upside, downside, beyond the box.